Happy World Gin Day, people. Cocktail Kate here to show you how to make a phenomenal cocktail with ingredients that you can find in the kitchen or at the corner shop, guaranteed to blow the mind of whoever you are quarantining with. And if you're quarantining on your own, like Gwen Stefani said, let me blow your mind. All right, so we're going to be using marmalade. Yes, it's banging on toast, but have you ever tried it with gin? Yes, we're going to be using jam. Yes, it's unbelievable on a scone, but have you ever tried it with herbs, gin, lemons and egg white? Okay, we're going to be making some marmalade martinis. That's right. Now, if you don't have any of these in your kitchen and you want to get creative, it's a really fun thing to make as well. I really enjoy grapefruit marmalade with gin. Unbelievable. But today we're going to play around with, we've got a couple of these flavours really. So I've got raspberry jam, orange marmalade and blackberry jam. Now, when you're making this drink, you can either add a herb for a little bit more depth if you want, or just stick with the jam, gin, lemon vibe. I'm going to add a herb and another little ingredient as well. So I'm going to go with blackberry and rosemary, I think. See that? Thinking on the spot. So we're going to use blackberry, we're going to use rosemary, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my cocktail shaker, and first things first, I'm going to put 2 spoons of blackberry jam in there. All right, so we're going to throw that in. 2 heaped spoons, whack that in. Then I'm going to take a rosemary sprig, and I'm just going to take all the little sprigs off and whack it in there. Now, if I was using strawberry, it'd be lovely with mint in there as well. Orange marmalade and thyme, unbelievable. So you can get really creative with this type of drink and play around with it. All I'd say is just follow these measurements and have a great World Gin Day. Okay, so 2 bar spoons of jam, a sprig of rosemary, then I'm going to put in 25 mils of lemon juice. I want to put this in first because I really want to start to break down that jam. Any encouragement to break it up is welcomed before we shake because it's quite tough. Give it a little bit of a stir. Then I'm going to whack the bad boy in. I'm going to go for some London dry gin. So I'm going to go for a big old double, 30 mils for World Gin Day. Throw that in, bosh. All right. Give that a little mix. And then another option, I'm going to include it because I absolutely love it. I'm going to show you how to shake with this ingredient as well, is egg white. Now, if you're a vegan or for whatever reason you don't want to eat egg white in your drink, but you want to have the texture that it brings, you can use aquafaba, which is the water that you find in a can of chickpeas. But I'm going to use the white of an egg, so I'm going to crack it, and then I'm going to toss around that yolk and just get all the white in there. Now, this doesn't add any flavour to it. It just adds a lovely depth of texture, a lovely aesthetic for the finished drink. Big old foam, big old thickness to it. Bloody love it, mate. I love it, I do. Right, now once that's in, give it another little mix. And then you want to really be getting the ice in as quick as possible. Okay, as soon as that egg white's in, you don't want to let it sit. So I'm going to leave that, and I'm going to top my glass with ice. All right. So, any shaking cocktail, you want to make sure that you fill your cocktail shaker with as much ice as possible. That will ensure that you get the right amount of dilution. If you only put a little bit of ice in, it's going to be overwatered. It's not going to be as cold as it needs to be, and it's going to taste a bit meh. If you fill it with ice, it's going to be freezing cold, and the dilution is going to be minimal, yet effective. Okay, seal your container, shake away. Really important to make sure you've got a great shake face for this as well. Short, sharp, fast, okay? Really, really, really invigorating that liquid inside the shaker. When it's too cold to touch, as you can see, I can write Cocktail Kate was here on my tin. Then it's time to separate. Okay, little touch. Now in here, because I've got bits of jam, bits of rosemary, I want to make sure that I don't pour that into the final drink. So I'm going to use a tea strainer, all right, and a cocktail shaker strainer. And I'm just going to get rid of those fine bits. Look at that colour. Lovely stuff. All right, cool. Now, I told you that I wanted to show you a little technique when you're using egg white or aquafaba on how to get the most foam and texture out of it. And what we call this next stage is a dry shake. Okay, so we've shaken it with ice, we've got our dilution, we've got our chill, and we've got our air in there. But what I want to do is I want to take this drink from being quite a thin cocktail and aerate it even more, so it's got some lovely texture to it. It's nice and thick. It's got some lovely bubbles going on in there. So to do that, I'm going to shake it without ice. So I'm going to put my lid back on, make sure it's sealed, and then I'm going to go for it. Okay, now what you'll see this drink become now is a lot thicker. It'll look a lot creamier than it just did. And that'll really transfer to the flavour as well. Okay, so a nice dry shake. Oosh. Okay, hit it even harder. And then watch. See the way it's got that nice whiteness to it? I've basically just whisked the drink doing that. Lovely stuff.